My mother handed me an apron at my brother's wedding rehearsal dinner. "You're late. The caterer needs help in back. At least make yourself useful." I stood there, holding an apron, at a wedding where I was supposed to be a guest. My brother's fiancée walked past. She didn't even look at me. "Excuse me, can you refill the champagne?" "We're running low." She thought I was staff. My own future sister-in-law thought I was hired help. I looked around the room. Aunts, uncles, cousins. Nobody corrected her. Nobody said a word. My phone buzzed in my pocket. A text from Jason, my mentee, the CEO of a company worth $43 million. "Mentor, are you still coming to the summit this weekend? Your keynote slot is confirmed. $15,000 speaker fee just hit your account." I didn't answer. I stood there with an apron in my hands, and I had a choice to make. How do you tell your family you've been lying? Not about being a failure, but about being successful. It was 6 p.m. on a Friday. I was supposed to be somewhere else. Drop a comment. Where are you watching from right now? I put the phone away. I had 48 hours to decide who I was going to be. Let me back up. I've never been enough for my family. My brother was the golden child. Star athlete, homecoming king, the kind of charisma that filled a room. My parents called him their retirement plan. They weren't joking. I was the quiet one, the one who read too much, the one they forgot at my own high school graduation because my brother had a playoff game. I left home at 19 with $200 and a duffel bag. I worked 3 jobs. I put myself through night school. I learned to read balance sheets on subway rides at 2 in the morning. I learned negotiation in windowless conference rooms with men twice my age who thought I was taking notes. I became a corporate strategist. I specialize in turnarounds, failing companies, scared founders, boards that don't know what they're doing. I fix things. 5 years ago, I met Jason. He was 24, brilliant, drowning in his own startup. I taught him how to scale, how to say no, how to build a board that wouldn't eat him alive. Today, his company has 200 employees. He calls me twice a month. He still asks for advice. He still calls me mentor. My family never asked what I do for work. They assumed. Office stuff, data entry, maybe administrative assistant. I stopped correcting them. I sent birthday cards. I called on holidays. They never asked about my life. So I stopped offering. I keep every email, every contract, every term sheet, every thank you note. It's a habit from years of having to prove I belonged in rooms that didn't want me. I have a folder on my laptop. It's labeled Paper Trail. I never thought I'd need it for my own family. Then 6 weeks ago, my brother called. He needed something. "Hey, so about the wedding. We need a favor. A big one." That's how it started. My brother's voice, casual, like he was asking me to pick up milk. "We need some help with the setup. Vendor coordination, just family stuff." I said I'd think about it. He kept talking. "It's not a big deal. Just make some calls, check in with the florist, the caterer, maybe help seat people." I started to understand. "You want me to be your wedding coordinator." Coordinator is a strong word. "We just need help." "You're not busy, right? You work some office job. Just take the weekend off." There it was. Some office job. Actually, I have work commitments that weekend. But I'd love to contribute a gift. Maybe help financially? He cut me off. "We don't need money. We need help, come on. It's not like you have a real career anyway." I heard my mother's voice in the background. "Put me on speaker." My mother's voice came through. "Your brother has always been there for you. This is what family does." My brother's fiancée chimed in. "Coordinators cost $3,000. We'd rather spend that on the honeymoon. You understand, right?" I didn't answer right away. My brother filled the silence. "There's nothing to think about. You owe us." That night, he texted me a vendor list. 47 line items, florist, caterer, DJ, photographer, rentals, transportation, setup crew. I was expected to manage all of it. For free. Because I was family. I didn't sleep that night. I tried to set a boundary. I sent an email. professional, kind, clear. I'd love to contribute financially, but I can't take on coordination duties due to work commitments. I'm happy to send a generous gift. My mother called within an hour. Work commitments? What work? You've always made excuses. She hung up on me. Then my brother sent a group text. To everyone, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents. Disappointed my own sister won't help on the biggest day of my life. Guess I know where I stand. My phone exploded. Just help your brother. Stop being difficult. What's more important than family? You always were selfish. My aunt uninvited me from the rehearsal dinner. My cousin blocked me on Facebook. My brother's fiancé posted a vague story. Something about toxic family members who make everything about themselves. Everyone knew it was about me. I sat on my apartment floor. My phone kept lighting up with notifications. I opened my laptop. My calendar showed 3 board meetings that weekend. A keynote in Denver. A contract negotiation worth $2.6 million. None of it mattered. I felt like I was 17 again. Small, invisible, wrong. Maybe they were right. Maybe I was selfish. I almost gave in. Then my phone rang. It was Jason. Hey, mentor. Ready for Summit X? Your panel is the keynote. 1,200 people registered. I broke. I told him everything. The wedding. The apron. The group text. The shame. There was a long silence. Wait, your family thinks you're what? A secretary? They don't think about it at all. You've consulted for 9 Fortune 500 companies. They never asked. Another silence. Why didn't you tell them? I didn't have a good answer. I was afraid they'd make it small. Or worse, that they wouldn't care. Jason's voice changed. Let me come to the wedding. As your +1. Let me tell them who you are. I can't use you as a prop. That's not who I am. You're not a prop. You're my mentor. And maybe it's time they knew. He sent me something. An email, the summit agenda, my name, my photo, my session title. From survival to strategy. Building empires on your own terms. Speaker fee. $15,000. Below that, a list of my credentials. 9 Fortune 500 clients. 3 turnarounds over $10 million. 2 published case studies. It was all real. I stared at that email for an hour. Then I made a decision. I'd go to the wedding, but I wouldn't shrink anymore. I replied to the family group text. I'll be attending the wedding as a guest. I've arranged a generous gift. Looking forward to celebrating with everyone. My brother called immediately. A gift? I don't need your money. I need your help. Why are you doing this? I stayed calm. I have work obligations. I can attend as a guest and support you. Work obligations, right. You and your little office job. His voice got louder. You're selfish. You know that? You've always been selfish. I'm sorry you feel that way. Forget it. Don't bother coming. He hung up. My mother texted. Your father and I are ashamed. Your brother has always supported you. This is how you repay him? My brother's fiancé posted again. This time it was clear. A long post about family members who abandon you when you need them most. About people who think they're better than everyone else. It got 60 comments, all from people I knew. All agreeing with her. I got direct messages. You should be ashamed. Family comes first. I always knew you were stuck up. My cousin sent a text. It's probably better if you skip the rehearsal dinner. We don't want drama. I was uninvited from my own brother's wedding events. The wedding was in 72 hours. I had a choice, disappear, or show them exactly who I'd become. I opened my contacts. I called Jason back. I need your help. Jason didn't ask questions. What do you need? I need you to come to the wedding. Not as a stunt, as my friend. I'm already booking the flight. He paused. I did some digging. You've been hiding? But the industry hasn't. Look at your email. He sent me 4 links. Forbes feature, April issue, headline, The Mentor Nobody Knows. A photo of me in a boardroom. 3 clients listed by name. My father would recognize those names. He never saw the article. I never showed him. 3 podcast interviews, all from the last year. A case study in Harvard Business Review. My framework. My name, my photo, and a LinkedIn post. Jason had posted it 6 months ago. A thank you note. This person taught me everything. My company wouldn't exist without their guidance. He'd tagged me. 48,000 views. 1,200 comments. The truth had been public all along. My family just never looked. I'm coming to the wedding, Jason said. Let me be there. Not to prove anything, just to be your friend. I said yes. We booked his flight, and I bought a new dress. Not an apron. A dress that fit the person I'd become. The wedding was in 48 hours. I was ready. The night before the wedding, my aunt called. The reasonable one. I need to tell you something. I should have said this weeks ago. I listened. Your brother lost his job. Again. It's the 2nd time in 3 years. I didn't know that. His fiancé's family is wealthy. Very wealthy. And very judgmental. She took a breath. The wedding budget is $62,000. For 150 people. Your parents took out a $30,000 loan against their house to help pay for it. I felt sick. Your brother needed you to be small. He always has. It's the only way he knows how to feel big. Why are you telling me this? Because if you show up tomorrow as yourself, your real self, it's going to shatter something. And I think you should know that before you walk in. I thanked her. I didn't sleep. But I understood now. My brother wasn't cruel. He was scared. Scared that if I was successful, he'd have to face his own failures. Scared that our parents would compare us. Scared that he'd lose the one thing he had. Their approval. He needed me to stay small so he could stay big. But I couldn't do that anymore. I knew exactly what I was going to do. I wasn't going to make a scene. I wasn't going to weaponize my career. I was just going to stop hiding. I sent my RSVP through the wedding portal. Guest name, +1, Jason Earhart, CEO, Varo Systems. I sent my brother a text, short, clean. I'll be there. Congratulations. I'm bringing a friend. He didn't reply. Jason flew in that afternoon. We met for coffee. He was calm, kind, exactly who he'd always been. Just be yourself. I'll follow your lead. No script. No plan to make a big reveal. Just presence. I put on the new dress. Simple, professional, elegant, confidence instead of armor. We drove to the venue together.
I didn't know what would happen.
I didn't know if my family would even notice. But I knew one thing. I wasn't going to apologize for existing anymore. I wasn't going to make myself small so someone else could feel big. Jason looked at me as we pulled into the parking lot. You ready? I nodded. Let's go. We walked toward the entrance. I saw my mother at the door. She saw me. And then she saw Jason. Her face changed. This was it. My mother opened her mouth. Then closed it. She stared at Jason. Who is this? Jason extended his hand. Jason, I'm a friend. Beautiful venue. Polite. Warm. Nothing more. My mother looked confused. But she let us in. The ceremony was beautiful. I sat quietly in the back. My brother looked happy. I was glad. Then came cocktail hour. I was standing with Jason near the bar. A man approached. Older. Expensive suit. Confident. He stared at Jason. Jason Earhart? From Varo Systems? Jason smiled. That's me. Great wedding. The man extended his hand. Mark Castellano. I'm the bride's father. I've been trying to get a meeting with you for 6 months. Jason shook his hand. Small world. I'm here with a friend. He gestured to me. Mark turned. Oh, nice to meet you. Jason's voice was casual. She's my mentor. Has been for 5 years. Best strategist I've ever worked with. Mark's face changed. He looked at me differently. Wait, you're in consulting? I nodded. Corporate strategy, turnarounds. I work with early-stage CEOs and legacy restructures. Mark's eyes widened. Wait, are you the strategist from the Forbes feature? The one they profiled last month? I nodded again. That's me. Mark turned back to Jason. She's your mentor? That's incredible. You're lucky. My brother appeared. He looked confused. What's going on? Jason turned to him. Just telling Mark how your sister taught me to build my cap table. Negotiate my Series A. Hire my executive team. My brother stared. What are you talking about? Jason's face was kind, but clear. Your sister. She's the reason my company exists. I thought you knew. Silence. My brother looked at me, then at Jason, then at Mark. She told you she's some kind of business guru? Mark stepped in. She's one of the best in the field. I've read her case studies. My mother and father appeared. They'd overheard. My mother's voice was small. What is happening? Jason stayed respectful. Your daughter is the reason I'm a CEO. I owe her everything. I'm sorry. I assumed you knew. My brother's face cycled through confusion, disbelief, anger, then humiliation. His fiancée appeared, pulled him aside, whispered urgently, "Damage control." I looked at my brother. Congratulations, really. I hope you're very happy. Then I walked away. My hands were shaking, but I wasn't small anymore. The reception continued. It was awkward. My family avoided me. A few cousins approached quietly. I'm sorry. We didn't know. I gave them the truth. You didn't ask. My brother didn't speak to me the rest of the night. My parents sat at their table, stiff, whispering. I stayed for dinner. I danced with Jason. I had a piece of cake. Then we left. No dramatic exit, just a quiet goodbye. The next morning, my mother called. Her voice was tight. Why didn't you tell us? I tried. You already had a story about me. I didn't fit it. She was quiet. Then defensive. We never meant to make you feel small. I know, but it hurt anyway. Another pause. Can we fix this? I took a breath. If we're going to have a relationship, it has to be based on who I actually am. Not who you need me to be. She agreed, weakly. Time would tell if she meant it. My brother sent a text that afternoon. You embarrassed me on my wedding day. I didn't reply. 4 days later, another text. I don't understand why you never said anything. I wrote back. I didn't think it would matter. He didn't respond. We didn't reconcile. Not that week. Not that month. Maybe not ever. And I was okay with that. 3 months later, my brother got a job. Mark connected him with a firm. He's doing well? My parents are paying off the wedding loan slowly. I offered to help through my aunt. They refused. Pride. I keynoted at Summit X. Standing ovation. I launched a scholarship fund. $50,000 a year. For first-generation professionals. Named after my grandmother. The one who told me I could be anything. My family texts occasionally now. Distant, but not hostile. I'm okay with that. I spent years trying to be enough for them. Turns out I was already enough. I just needed to believe it. You don't need anyone's permission to own your worth. Not your family's, not anyone's. I learned to take up space. And I'm never shrinking again. Have you ever had to prove yourself to your own family? Tell me your story in the comments. And if this one hit home, hit subscribe. You're not alone. I'll see you in the next one. This story is a fictionalized dramatization and is not legal or financial advice.